Hello, and welcome once again to the Watch That John podcast. My name's Mary.
And my name is James.
So, James is actually in studio with us today. So, kudos for that. How was your travels all the way from Oklahoma?
Man, so Oklahoma to Philadelphia is always interesting traveling because no direct flight. But it was good. I came here with my wife and able to see
Who's also in
family.
the studio with us.
Also in the studios. Also shout out to our producer, Wavecap Q, setting us up. And also our sister-in-law, D'Angela.
We watched Twister yesterday because there was a tornado watch the other day. So we watched Twister. It's a terrible movie.
Terrible. Yeah,
It's not good at all.
It's not good. But Twister's close to home because obviously I'm in Oklahoma and there's Twisters everywhere. And Tornado Watch also in Philly. So I'm comfortable anywhere I go. But I'm excited to talk about this next movie today.
We are talking about Creed 3, Thirst Trap of the Year.
Husky niggas all throughout the movie.
Just shirtless and beating each other to a pulp. So we had to see it. Plus because of the roots to Philly. I've never watched any of the Rocky movies.
You never watched any of the Rocky movies? So Rocky, Creed is obviously based on the Rocky movies. I think there was like 4 or 5 of them, and this is the third installation of Creed itself. But
this is the third one.
yes.
Yeah.
Creed
What'd you
3.
think of the other Creed, the first and second Creed movies? Because I don't remember them.
So the first Creed movie, I thought it was dope because it was the most Philly movie.
Oh, it
right?
was. That's when Tessa Thompson explained what a John was.
Yes.
And then the world that's how. Listen, that movie is why we are able to say John. We can name this podcast "Watch That John," and you guys know what the fuck we're talking about. It's
Exactly.
because of the first Creed movie. That is true. She was like, "This is a John." Picked up a bottle of ketchup. This is a John. And Max's.
Yes.
And Max's.
And Max's. And I'm riding those four-wheelers down on K&A, right?
The ATVs.
The ATVs, yeah, man. That's
I do. It's funny because I really enjoy riding ATVs. I was like, I rode them in Jamaica, and I was like, oh, my Philly Dilly coming out right now. I was whipping that shit. I was.
Yeah.
was,
But no, man, so Creed 3, it was actually the least Philly of all the Rocky movies.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for them to go back to Philly. Then I realized, actually, Adonis, Michael B. Jordan's character, is not from Philly. He's from L.A.
He's from L.A.
Pause. Can I move this to the side a bit so I can see him? Yeah, so he's not from L.A. So for a while, I was waiting for them to go back to Philly, but I'm like, they have no reason to go back to Philly. Tessa Thompson's character, Bianca, is the only tie for Philly in this whole movie as of now. Because the only reason why he went to Philly in the other Creed movies was because
Of
Rocky Balboa. Yeah. So
And
it's
Rocky
like,
wasn't in this movie either.
Yeah, didn't he die? Did he die?
No, he didn't die. He almost died in 2, but he survived. He just didn't show up in this movie, which I thought was a little
Hold on,
weird.
he got cancer then died, didn't he?
He's Rocky. His whole thing is supposed to get sick and get back up. So
I've never seen that movie.
He got back up. Cancer tried to knock him down, but he got back up because he Rocky.
Okay, so who was Adonis Creed's who is Apollo Creed? Because I don't know who that man is either. I've never seen any of the movies.
So Apollo Creed, right? It was he was the nemesis, right? He was like the Muhammad Ali type character.
He was the Vegeta.
Yes,
to
he
his
was
Goku.
Yes, exactly.
The Sasuke
right?
to his Naruto.
So I'm pretty sure that Apollo Creed was modeled off Ali when they first made the character Rocky, and
You did tell me that, and that got me mad. Continue.
yes, because Rocky was originally supposed to be the white savior,
The
right?
great white hero,
The
the
great white
American dream of a hero for us. And Muhammad Ali was like this revolutionary, this
Thug.
yeah,
and Apollo Creed, I think in the first movie he was that, but I think Sylvester Stallone, obviously it blew up so much, he kind of calmed it down, and eventually Rocky and Apollo Creed became friends, and then Apollo died in one of these movies, and then Creed.
Apollo died, but Rocky's still here.
Right, Rocky's still here, but then Creed came up. And I think is another further redemption. So maybe Sylvester Stallone, once again, I love Rocky, I love the statue, I love the steps. But I think eventually he kind of softened that tone. Maybe it was a tone that he was originally trying to hit for.
You say Sylvester Stallone, and in my mind, sometimes I think about Steven Seagal. They're the same white man.
They're
in
the
my
same.
head.
They are the same white man. It's just like one's Italian, the other one's probably like Russian or something, right?
Who was Rambo?
Rambo was Rocky, Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Steven Seagal is the movies that Dad like.
Those terrible movies.
The terrible movies. Only person I know who
ones.
likes Steven Seagal movies is my dad, and my dad.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. But anyway, Creed 3, right, was released just in March 3rd, right? We saw it in the theaters, live. So it started out where they did a flashback where Adonis Creed, which is Apollo Creed's son, right?
How old were they? They might have been like, it was a flashback. Did they say how old they were?
I think he was 15. He was 15.
He looked younger than that. He looked like 14, 13.
Yeah, let's go with 15. That's what I
He
saw
didn't look
online.
15. Oh, that's saw online where?
Saw online from a credible source online. Okay. He's 15.
He was 15 or Damien was 15?
No, I think Damien was a little older, right? I think Damien was about 18.
Okay.
He was a few years older.
So yeah, it started off with a flashback of what's his name, Adonis?
Yes.
Adonis sneaking out of his room to go with Damien to a match.
Yes. So Damien Anderson was his childhood best friend, essentially, his mentor, right? He was a few years older.
He showed him everything about boxing.
Yep, told him about boxing, right? Because Adonis, he didn't know who his father was.
Why not?
Right? I think Apollo was a deadbeat. They mentioned in the first movie, I can't remember if he was a deadbeat or like he was a deadbeat, but I think he was a deadbeat.
You should have did research. I don't remember. Because I remember he said something later on in the movie. He said something to Felicia Rashad, his mom in the movie. He said that you cared about your other two kids more than me.
Oh, you know why? Felicia Rashad was actually his stepmom. Creed was his actual father, right? And I think his mom passed away, was on drugs, and that's why he was in the foster care system.
That makes sense. Okay, I didn't ask the question of why he's in the foster care when he got a whole mama.
Yeah, no. She found him after the fact when he was older. So before that opening scene where they're going and he's sneaking out the window of Felicia Rashad's house, right, and going to hang out with Damien Anderson, they grew up through the system together, you know, so they lived a tough life.
Okay, yeah. So that scene, that whole opening scene, I liked it until he fought that man outside of the bodega. It seemed very rushed, like, to me. Like, it's just like, okay, everything's calm and copacetic, then boom, he just stole a nigga, and then, like, we're back in the present day. It just felt kind of rushed to me, but what do you think?
Yeah, no, it was a little rushed, right? Because they were trying to just set the relationship tone between Damien and Adonis. And the guy who Adonis knocked out, right, turned out to be one of his foster home parents who abused him growing up.
Foster home parents. No. He didn't adopt him. I think he just worked at the foster home, and he would beat the shit out of the kids there.
Yeah, either way, it's the same.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seemed very rushed. It's like, but, you know, it's an action movie. You know, we're not here for the emotional background of the characters. We're here to see two men beat the shit out of each other. So I get it. But it wasn't bad, but it's just one thing I was like, okay, they rushed that.
No, it was a rush, but also we know that from other Creed movies, you know, if you actually were a fan.
No, I did see the other Creed movies. I just don't remember them.
But we know that he was violent, right? The kid was violent.
Who was violent?
Creed himself, Adonis.
How do we know this?
Well, just
when did they establish it in the previous movies?
Well, the previous movies, he just always got into fights.
When he was a child?
When he was a child, yes.
Okay.
So him going up and talking to dude, it was surprising to me. I was just like, oh, he got rocked, right? But no, I can easily see and understand how dangerous that is. Not dangerous from a sense of, you know, as soon as he hit him, the
dangerous
cops came.
For who?
Dangerous for
Adonis and Damien.
Yeah, right. Because stuff like basically. The reason this movie connected with me, right, is because growing up in Philly, you know that wrong place, wrong time, one thing happens, you lose your temper or the wrong spot, the cops show up, hopefully you get away alive. Worst case scenario.
Most of the times it's a wrap for you.
It's a wrap, you know. And,
what's up? Oh.
And Adonis was able to get away, but Damien, as we know, we find out, he gets arrested. And he gets arrested because of what? What did he have?
He had a gun. He had a glicky.
He had a glicky. You know, he had a glicky. And it makes sense, right? Because the dude is out here 18 years old.
No, I don't. See, that's I don't. Listen, you pull out a gun, but you don't know. Your friend is beating this man. You know what I mean? And then you see the man gets the upper hand. You don't know what that man would have did to Adonis. So I would have pulled out the gun too, for real, for real.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think Damien was being too rash for that or anything, because you can't trust people. We were watching Wu-Tang. This is off the topic, but we were watching Wu-Tang. They have like a series on Hulu. And Ghostface Killah was riding in a car, and he noticed that there was this car riding closely behind him. Then the car pulled up next to him. He pulled out a gun and started like shooting, because it's like, what are you doing? And then his girlfriend later was like, oh, you can't do that. You're so impulsive. And I'm like, what? You know how many rappers get shot up in their car? Like, if you pull up to me with tinted windows, I'm going to start busting.
That's a little impulsive. But I get you saying.
No, he was following behind him the entire time. And then Tupac get shot in his car or some shit. Like, you pull up to me with tinted windows. You're not saying nothing. I'm going to pull out the gun. So back to Creed 3. But I think what Damien did, pulling out that gun, I would have did the same thing. Like, get off him. You know, if someone beat the shit out of you and y'all never had a good relationship, when the other person gets ahead of you, he's probably going to try to kill you. So it's like, let me maybe not shoot, but show you, hey, get off of him, you know, as a threat or something. So.
No, I think it was an appropriate escalation. I think the problem was, obviously, they were pretty public, right? It was middle of the night. They was outside of 7-Eleven, you know, and those owners tend to be kind of racist anyway and call the cops as soon as something pops off. But, you know, I think it's
I tell you that one time, this is off topic, but we was in 7-Eleven, and then some girl came in to get something. She came back out, and somebody stole her car. Her car was gone off the pump. She came back in. She was like, yo, did y'all see a Mercedes on pump 4?
This is in Philly?
Yeah, this is in Philly. Not too long ago. Maybe like a month ago.
My city wild.
We went to, we were inside that station for probably like 5 minutes. She came in after us. So she was in there less amount of time than we were. And she came back in. She's like, yo, did y'all see a car on pump 4? We was like, no. Somebody stole my car. We was like, that quick. I was like, we got to get the hell up out of here. Because
stay away from 7-Eleven, y'all.
It wasn't a 7-Eleven. It might have been an A1. If y'all know what that is. It's like Sunoco's Mini Mart or some shit. But they jacked her shit like that quick.
Dang. Okay, well, back to the movie, right? After that scene, they showed a little flashback, you know.
Of what?
Of Dame getting arrested. The cops showing up after Adonis flips out and knocks
Adonis
out his...
ran.
He ran.
He booked it. He ran. How do you feel about that?
100% you run. I think it's a code, right? Like, if there's really no way when the cops show up, you know, there's really no way to you basically, you don't both get arrested. You know, I don't think there's any honor. There's like, you know, the phrase is no honor amongst thieves. You
sound like a snitch.
No, not a snitch.
You saying
snitching and running is different.
The crew goes down with the ship.
No. If something pops off,
you gonna be the first one to run. I can't do no crime with you.
I'm gonna get the first one to get caught because I can't run. That's my problem. I'm too fat to run. I have an asthma attack. but nah, like, to be honest with you, Dame tried to run too, right? He got caught. He always had the gun, so he had to drop it. But Adonis, being 15 years old, dude, run. If he didn't run, that would ruin his life, and he knew it.
Yeah.
So you run.
I mean, you can never say how you will act in a situation like that. I feel like for me, I'll be too afraid to do anything. I'm the type of person, when I'm fearful, I don't flee. I like freeze. So I can see myself being the Damien in that situation. Meanwhile, my friend who I risked my life for is just booking it. Like, you know.
Oh, so your fight and flight reflex, you got a third option, fight, fright, or like stay.
I just freeze. I don't fight or flight. I just freeze up. I don't. Because, you know, sometimes you're like, and when you're in the moment, you're kind of in a state of shock. So you're not you're still trying to process what's happening, and that cause you not to react at all.
That's the whole thing about fight and flight. You don't process, you just go.
Your mind takes over?
I guess I need to... Your instincts take over.
All right.
We need to get a little more streetwise. You know, we'll go reenact the scene.
I don't know. I can't see myself running.
We'll go reenact it. We'll go steal something from 7-Eleven and see what happens.
I'm too old to be stealing stuff.
Yeah, I know.
We're not going to get a slap on the wrist. We're going to be like, nigga, what the fuck?
We got stuff
You
to
are
lose.
30 years old stealing Snickers from 7-Eleven.
For real.
Get a job.
Get a job. Like, get that man this 2:30 and get out the door.
Yo. Really? Like, the cops are going to be like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
We're going to beat you just for that. For that dumb shit.
Just for that. Just for tripping. But, anywho, and fast forward, right? And Creed, he has his last fight as a professional boxer. And it's a typical.
Who was it against? He was fighting someone. It was just some. Oh, that was. Yeah, I remember that. That was a good fight. I liked how they broke that down. You can kind of get into his mind during the fight, and you can see how Creed is thinking during the fight. Like, he looked at Tessa Thompson in the audience. He was like, I got her, because he could tell when the other fighter was allowing himself to be open.
Yes. And he got that from
good.
Damien, right? Damien did the same thing, right? Damien
did the same thing with the flashback scene?
Yes.
Really?
He was.
I forgot. It's been a while since we watched this movie.
No, he was a prodigy, right? So Damien was one of the best pound-for-pound fighters of his age class, right? And he was able to anticipate what his opponents would do, similar to how.
So how do you do that? Do you like watch their shoulders? Do you watch their feet? I know you're not a professional boxer, but you took boxing for like 2 months, right?
I took boxing, and also, like, I got hands. I had to fight dozens of children when I grew up, right? But I think it's one, anticipating counter moves and understanding what sort of attacks you can anticipate, and you can anticipate that better.
But what if, okay, so if you,
just like
obviously, if you know someone's about to hit you, you see their shoulder move first, right?
I guess, right? But you're not watching their shoulder.
I'm going to try to hit you.
Yeah, right.
That's the first thing that's going to move.
The first thing is your move is their shoulder.
So how do you anticipate, what are you looking for when you're trying to anticipate someone's movement?
Body language, right? Because also, if you realize
what
boxers,
about their body language?
I'm not a boxer, Mary. I don't know.
You said you knew.
I said
you
I
had
can
hands.
understand. I have hands, but don't mean I use my hands since high school. Yeah, tendencies. You know what I mean? Just like, yes, watching film the same way you watch a tennis player, basketball player, football plays, boxings. Anyway, you as you become a very good boxer, you start figuring out how to predict people's movements.
Yeah, I guess that is what he did in the movie. He
Like
was
Sherlock
just kind
Holmes.
of. Okay, he was just kind of.
You ever really Sherlock Holmes thing?
All right. He was just kind of, biding his time for a little bit. Tussa was like, stop playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was gathering information. And then when he got it, he gave that nigga the body shots, like, right there. And I was like, I like this. It feels like I'm playing, like, I don't know, Tekken or something.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool.
The boxing scenes throughout the movie were pretty good.
That is one thing about Creed. It got good boxing scenes.
Yeah.
I know it's a boxing movie, And one thing I liked about Creed, all three of the Creeds, are the training sequences. For obvious reasons,
Yeah, but it also makes you want to get in shape.
It does. It makes me want to be fit. Like, it makes me want to be fit. It is like I remember this one scene, he was wearing like a weighted vest and was just running when the car behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, snaps, I'm going to go to CrossFit. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to run. I started running, and I was like, I am not Apollo Creed, and I'm okay with that. I am not Apollo Creed, and I'm okay with that. Like, it's funny.
Creed.
I was all motivated, so you actually had to do the game work, and then it's like, This ain't for me. But that is one good thing about the movie that I enjoy, just really, like, seeing him really, like, give his all and see that endurance,
Yeah.
And it kind of does, like you said, it makes you feel like I can do that, too. If I work hard enough, if I just keep getting back up, if I keep pushing myself. Imagine what I can achieve.
Exactly.
And
that was his last fight, right? And he had nothing else to prove, so he retired. He started his boxing gym where he was training Felix.
See, at first I didn't realize that this was such a time shift, because when they showed his daughter Amara, I was like, why is she so big now? Because in the last movie, she was an infant.
She was an infant.
So it was a significant amount of time.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. I was like, what? And I was like, oh, it has to be, okay, he retired. I didn't catch that at first. So at first I was like, well, hold on, y'all lying to me. Because last movie, she was an infant. She was a baby. And that's, the last movie, I thought they established that she had her hearing when she was born. Remember Tessa Thompson, Bianca, in the movie was worried that her baby would be born deaf. And then I thought she wasn't born deaf. Or am I reading that wrong?
I don't remember. Maybe it just degraded over time.
Okay.
Because even Tessa, or Bianca.
Yeah, she can't make music anymore. She can't perform.
She can't perform anymore. She's a producer now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is I guess they're both of their lives were changing, right? So Creed was used to obviously being a heavyweight champion of the world, fighting people, training and everything. And then now Tessa Thompson, or Bianca was used to being the I don't know. What kind of actor?
A performer. She was like an R&B type singer.
Yeah.
I heard bits of her music during the second movie. She gives me like a sort of like Maybe like a Janae Aiko vibe. Very like soft R&B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sultry and everything. So
Absolutely. But yeah, she couldn't do what she loved anymore, and Adonis was deciding not to continue what he was doing. So it was a transition period, which is why it was interesting, right? When Adonis was in his gym, and obviously bringing up the next set of fighters.
Felix.
Yes, because the way boxing works, right, is the same thing that.
Now you know about boxing.
I know a little bit. You know what I mean? Just know what I'm saying. But the way it works is who's the dude who can't read, right?
I don't know, Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. Right? When Floyd,
they need to leave that man alone, okay?
He can't.
Leave that man alone.
But no, he's one of the greatest boxers of all times, right? Undefeated.
No.
Our producer's having some problems with because they just describing Floyd Mayweather only by his illiteracy and not by his hands, which he should be named for, remembered for. But anyway, after he retired, right, he started his own boxing brand, and that's how these boxers. Is that Gold's Gym? No, Gold's Gym is way old. Oh. But he started, basically boxers have to make their own brands because.
Yo, y'all, what's that boxing gym in Philly that's now a mattress store? Whose gym was that? It's popular. It's right, where is it? You know exactly. It was by a Blockbuster.
Oh,
it's somewhere in North.
George Foreman?
Okay. Yeah.
His gym is now a furniture store?
It's a mattress store, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a mattress store now. Let me do a quick Google.
Okay. While you're looking up that. Anyway, when Creed is outside of his gym, training the next fighters, right? He's trying to get a professional title match for Felix. Joe Frazier. You said George Foreman, and I thought, Grills? He's also a boxer. That's what George Foreman
We shouldn't be critiquing this movie.
We shouldn't be critiquing this movie. But anyway, right, when Creed is outside his gym, getting Felix everything ready, Felix Chavez.
Yeah, it's closed, dog.
Joe Frazier gym is closed?
Yeah, it's a furniture store.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping. It closed a while ago.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a little piece of history, a Black Philly history.
Joe Frazier. We said George Foreman.
George Foreman. I just do one of the niggas fought Ali, right? And both of them dead. So crazy. Anywho, all I'm trying to get to the part is when Dom shows up. He shows up.
Damien.
They called him Dom.
They call him Dame.
They call him Dame.
The hell? Yeah, Dame. Listen, he came up looking fresh out. He had the Carhartt on heavy, looking like he haven't drunk clean water in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Ashy knuckles, tobacco lipped colored. He looked bad.
He looked bad. He was big though.
Laying on somebody like on his car,
I remember.
He was like, "You can get off my car though, bro." I'm like, for real, like.
I remember.
But if you put me in jail, the least I can do is lay up on your car.
No, that's true. But I remember when we were kids, we was in North Philly, running around the streets and everything, and we would lean up on people's cars.
I ain't never did that.
I remember my older brother be like, "Yo, get out the car. And I'd be like, why? I ain't doing nothing to it. And he was like, as soon as you get your car, you can see how these people feel when you all up on their car. So
yeah,
that's what that reminded me of. But anyway, I felt as though when Creed saw him and realized who Damien was.
He didn't seem happy. He didn't seem happy at all because I feel like all those old. Damien was something he tried to forget. So when he showed up, it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so glad to see you. It was more like, oh, you're bringing back all these feelings of guilt that I have within myself.
Yeah, but I thought he handled it the right way, right? He was like, yo, do you need money? And then Damien was like, no, I didn't come here for a handout. I want to be a boxer.
I feel like he was trying to atone for the sins that he felt like he committed. It was just kind of like, let me find a quick way of making this right. He didn't apologize, or talk about it. He just said, do you need money? And that kind of got Dame mad because it's like, yeah, I don't want no handouts, but it's like, are you even going to start to acknowledge what happened? I know he was a child. But it's like, yeah, Felicia Rashad hid the letters. But you knew you was in jail for 18 years. You ain't tried to visit him or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of wild to me. But how do you feel about it? Yeah, because the money seemed, I was like, I would feel the same way. Like, I didn't come here for no goddamn money.
So at the moment, right, we didn't understand the full backstory when they first pop up. But I was just thinking, yo, if I see someone like growing up with, who I was cool with, who was having a hard time for the first time, I'll probably do the same thing. Take them out to dinner, see how they're doing, make sure that they're basically, you tend to immediate need first, right? If they have immediate financial need or they're hungry, and hang out and just talk to them and then chill.
But you're saying that as a person who doesn't have some sort of like guilt in regard to that person.
I know. So
what I mean?
Once again, from just seeing it from the first time, you don't know the backstory.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is actually. I felt it was legitimate. Like the real.
No, I feel you. Let me see what you need. Like what's going on.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And
are you working? He said, no, I'm a fine work. He said, oh, I'm a box. Michael B. Jordan was like, you older than me, nigga, and I retired.
Exactly.
Fresh out. Don't know about that,
but he gave him a shot.
Yeah.
He let him go, and train with Felix, right? And when I saw it, I'm thinking, dag, once again, not knowing the whole backstory. Why I guess we knew the dude was arrested. Afterwards, we saw that in the flashback.
So Felix, I don't know anything about boxing. So Felix, was he the heavyweight champ?
No. Felix was he was an up and coming boxer, right? So he had a pretty decent record, and the way it works is your promoter or your manager essentially, they need to find fights for you, right? And the bigger fights that they can put you in front of.
Adonis was his manager.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the bigger fights they put you in front of, the more money you get, and the bigger your purse is, or the bigger percentage of the fight of the pot that you get. So he was trying to get him to fight the Husky Russian Bull, right? And the goal was you fight him, and if you beat him, you get a heavyweight champ. But if you lose, we could try to do it like a 40 or 60 split or so. So he can still get, it would basically set him up for life. Because if he fought him but put up a good fight, then he can go and do other like challenges and everything. He can start his career off right, But
your boxing knowledge is very inconsistent.
Very inconsistent. What? Like I know about some things.
Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you do know.
Mary, I have partial knowledge of everything. Okay, remember that from from one of those. I told you partial knowledge.
Right.
Adventure Time. It was like I have approximate knowledge of all things. Sometimes.
No, I don't remember that. But am I the only one who thought it was incredibly obvious that it was Damien who got that man who put a hit out on Felix?
Oh, and got him beat up?
I knew immediately. I was like, Dame did that shit. Dame did that shit. This nigga's fresh out. 18 years. He don't got time to play with y'all.
No,
He's been telling you forever, I want to box. Now you're not ready. He made his own way. I felt bad for Felix. Felix did not deserve that at all. He was a good, honest fighter.
No, you talk about when he went and attacked the Russian dude, right? And broke the Russian dude's hand in the club. That was the setup. Remember? He had so Damien, he had his roommate, his cellmate in prison come up and find a Russian dude and break his hand so he couldn't fight. So now Felix had to find another fighter, and guess what? You can fight the niggas you've been training with the whole time.
You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it wasn't Felix. It was the other dude.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew immediately that was Dame.
Yeah, no,
I was like,
Dame.
this is Damien. Like, what?
And to be honest with you, like, I wasn't really mad at it. It's kind of grimy, but like at the same time,
I'm not saying that it's right, but I wasn't mad at it.
It was not right.
I'm not. I was rooting for Damien this whole movie. In my mind, Damien was the protagonist. He was the protagonist because I understand everything he was going through, and it's just Jonathan Majors. His face can be so heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
You can just feel the pain in his eyes and the anger and the resentment. So it's just I was rooting for Bull.
No, he was very good.
Yeah.
And like you said, when his face just like when the first time he went to Adonis's house and he was walking around and he saw the daughter and everything and he saw all that he had and he realized that, dang, man, this could have been in my life if like. But
he didn't seem like a hater though. He never seemed he seemed mad, but he didn't seem like a hater. He kind of said a few things like "you Hollywood now," but it didn't seem like venomous in my mind.
I don't think it was, and I don't know when the point where he decided to go and attack the Russian Bull.
When the point when Michael B. Jordan wasn't giving him no play.
But why would he? In all seriousness, Michael B. Jordan, I think what he did was
because in his mind, that's the least he can do.
But if he put him on the stage. And he gets destroyed.
Who, Damien?
Damien. If Michael would have represented Damien.
Okay. If he represented him, put him in the ring. He gets destroyed.
It ruins his credibility. Michael B. Jordan's credibility. It ruins his brand. It's the same thing. These old kung fu movies, right? When the master comes up and someone whooped the master's behind, and no one wants to train with him anymore. The same kind of concept, right?
Did that happen in Ip Man?
It happened in all of them. Ip Man, Contra Target, Hidden Dragon. You just go beat up the leader, and no one else cares, right? Is that sort of a mentality? So
no, I feel you. It's like, if I'm backing you, you better be worth it because I have a reputation to uphold.
Exactly.
And if you get your ass beat, it's like, well, what are you doing as a coach?
Exactly. Okay. How are you training them, right? Yeah. It's like or worst case for boxing, right? It's not so much about training. Why did you decide to put that fighter in that position where you should have known?
Yeah, it's like you're not protecting your...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, and then people, because it's all about trust, right? Because if you notice...
You see what happened in $1 Million Baby. Boxing is dangerous.
It's dangerous, but there's also a giant skills gap that people don't realize from the nuanced watcher, right? Like. See,
now you know about. Now he knows about boxing again.
No, I do. It depends on the side of court I'm on. But there's nuances, right? Where you go, and if you fought someone on the street, right, you might survive. You fight someone who's been training for boxing for 6 months, you probably get destroyed, right? But you don't know that if you're just like...
So do you think it is realistic for Damian to still be that good after he's been in the pen for 18 years?
Is it realistic for him to be that good?
I don't believe it is.
So only thing I can think of is that...
Unless he was just boxing in a courtyard.
In jail, you got nothing but time.
You get swole. That doesn't mean you get good at boxing. I know he was already good at boxing, but I'm like, you don't have the same training that you had. You know what I mean?
What, you get an hour a day of sunlight, maybe?
Yeah, but it's like, when he was a kid, he probably had coaches. He probably had people training him. You don't have that anymore. You have limited space. Shit, you have limited, mental capacity that you did when you were a kid. So I'm like, how are you this good just coming out? He was rusty for, a day, and then he shook it off and was killing niggas.
No, he was, you're right. He wasn't that... It was, I think that was exaggerated, right? Because of the time frame, right? Once again, Michael B. Jordan or Adonis Creed, right? He's older, retired, and he had to figure out how to get those two in a ring, So yeah, obviously he should have been more rusty than he probably have. But the dude was a unit, yo. Those jail bodies are typically top heavy.
Yeah, he is real top heavy. I saw them legs. I was like, oh, he got chicken legs.
He got chicken, the jail is typically top heavy, right?
Swole, yeah.
Yeah, so, but no, he put in the work after he got out and went training, right, in the gym and everything, and he was working out. And you know how Rocky go. Rocky's all about montage. If you have a montage, you can go from 0 to 100 real quick in one song.
Yeah, that is true.
So he had a whole training montage, so he did it. And he got husky. So he got husky and he got ready to fight.
He was husky when he came out.
Yeah, he was.
But he was already husky.
He got ready to fight Felix, right? And automatically, like you said, he was a dirty boxer, right?
He was a dirty boxer because he was using his elbows.
He used his elbows a few times. He would hit him in his elbows, hit him at his joints.
I see them. He will hit your shoulder at a certain point.
Yeah, basically.
Is that against the rules, or is it just looked down upon?
I think
boxing experts.
You're not. This could sound weird, but I think you're not supposed to intentionally try to injure someone, even though you're trying to rip their head off. Essentially, you can't just go.
No, I believe there's a way to fight fair.
Yes,
and fighting fair is I'm gonna get the best of you because I'm stronger, I'm faster,
and a more technical. Yes.
Instead of I'm gonna get the best of you because I'm tricky.
Yes. Which, even though I think some trickiness it works.
That's good
too.
For street fighting because you're trying to. But yeah, in a professional setting, there's a code.
Yes, but he did rock him. He did knock him out, and the thing was that Adonis.
So do you think he's a good fighter then if he beat Felix by kind of fighting
absolutely.
dirty?
The dude was absolutely. Because I could fight dirty all I want, but I wasn't gonna beat that nigga. I don't care how dirty I fight. I would have got destroyed, right? So you need.
You're not a fighter. What are you saying?
I'm saying even if he fought a little dirty, he had to be proficient enough to get it. Fighting dirty probably got him a point. But no, even that, when he got caught, he lost 2 points on his round. So in boxing, right, it's you score out of 10 each round. And typically it's like, oh, this person might get 9 points, this person get 8, this person gets 10 points this round, this person gets 7 or whatever. So the scoring is very close as you go along, right? And losing 2 points is essentially losing 2 rounds. So he was most likely from a point. Yeah, from a point standpoint, he probably would have lost the match if it went the whole time. So once he realized that, he had to knock him out, or he probably would have lost from judging it alone. Because the judges, they saw the dirty fights and everything, right? The judges probably would have gave it to Felix, but he bodied him and knocked him out, right? So, and then that was legitimate. And obviously, how do you feel about Adonis being upset that he knocked out?
I mean, it makes sense for Adonis in a financial point. Like you said, you're a dude who's fresh out and you're knocking out my best boxer.
That looks bad.
My best fighter. It makes him look bad. And plus the means, like you said, the dirty fighting probably kind of made him feel some type of way too.
Yep.
But I feel like it was important because it let him know, oh, Dame ain't playing.
Yeah.
You playing with him. You think he got time. He doesn't have time like you do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
remember the beach scene? After the fight, after he got the whole
I was rooting for Dave.
You was rooting for Dave?
I said, yeah, you better run, you little bitch, like you did all them years ago. I was right there. I was like, go off, Dave. I don't know how he got that many groupies that quickly, but that's another story.
Money,
but
and
what
hoes.
Money? But the professional boxers make a lot.
Yeah, that fight, I don't know how much a title weight
the first time
was. Yeah, I guarantee they're probably making at least a few mil.
You're
Guaranteed.
kidding. I thought they didn't make that much.
It depends on your opportunities. So that's why he wanted that fight so bad, because it's a title weight fight, right? Sponsored by the previous by Showtime, right?
Okay.
But yeah, it was basically like a big fight, and those purses are huge. So him
purses.
winning, yeah, that's the winnings that you get from the fight. It's called a purse. I know it's such a manly sport, but they call it purse, right? It's kind of funny. Yes.
So like, I'm gonna ignore that. But yeah, that whole beach scene, I didn't listen. My thing is, it's so unrealistic. Remember when Adonis was trying to get to Dame? Someone was in his way and Adonis punched him? I'm like, that is illegal. Aren't as a boxer, you can't put your hands on civilians because your hands are literally labeled as weapons.
Yes, absolutely.
I was waiting for the sideline where this man gets his due money for getting punched by Adonis Creed, and it never happens.
Yeah. But Adonis, he punched someone in the first Creed movie. He punched like a bouncer, just like put him to sleep.
But that's when he wasn't nobody.
But still, you could still be like, this dude punched me.
Yeah, that was very, I was like, Latchers don't do this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they kind of do, but only to their wives. Which, you know.
No, Conor McGregor. He like punched out someone on the bus or something like that. And
I never liked him.
Yeah, no, he was pretty arrogant and everything.
And then he called somebody boy. He said like dance boy or something like that, like a black man boy.
It probably did.
Yeah,
it's on par. Like it's on par for what.
Like I know they say things to get it riled up. Like boxing is really much like soap operas. Like during the press release leading up to the fight, they just talk a whole bunch of shit. And
that's what we want. We want the violence and we want the personality.
It's like wrestling. Honestly, they put on a show, make it seem like they're really angry at each other, so they can go out there and fight better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what it reminds me of. But yeah, I feel the same way. I was rooting for Dame this whole movie. Kind of, you know. And another thing I think that was kind of rushed was they got Phylicia Rashad the fuck up out of there. She died so quickly. I was like, oh, she dead.
Died, yo.
We didn't even see the funeral.
Well, they did do the funeral.
They didn't show no funeral.
I almost died crying, yo. Like
really?
Well, like not crying, like bawling,
laughing.
No, not laughing. It was sad. When she died, it was sad because you know, like Phylicia Rashad, you know, that's Mama Huxtable, you know, like you can't be doing her like that. She still
looks so good. She looks fantastic.
Fantastic.
She kind of reminds me. She kind of looks like Aunt Liz. Something about her eyes.
I can see that.
You can see it, right? I thought the same thing. I was like, she kind of looks like Aunt Liz.
I can see that.
Yeah. I wish. I don't know.
Her character was. Right? Aunt Liz is what related to Megan Good.
Oh, she just got bad in her genes.
Just in the genes, you know what I mean? That's what it is.
But she died very quickly, and I feel like this role. I'm a Tessa Thompson fan. I liked her in Passing. I liked her in For Colored Girls.
She wasn't For Colored Girls.
She wasn't For Colored Girls.
Oh wow.
I liked her. I'm trying to think of another movie that I watched of hers. I am blanking. I don't know. I just like her, and I feel like this movie stifles her.
Stifles her? She don't
have much to do.
She doesn't.
She's just playing the cool. I feel like this role she was able to give a little more and really talk about like her passions as an artist. But I still feel like she wasn't utilized. I feel like she was playing kind of a character that kind of seems different than the real Tessa Thompson in my mind. So I feel like this role kind of stifled her. You know,
I don't think you mean stifle is going to hurt her for future opportunities.
No, hell no, okay. Absolutely not. I mean, it's just this role didn't give her the opportunity to shine as much as she can. Because you can have great actors, but if the script isn't really given what it needs to give, then it's like you're not going to get the full potential of an actor.
You know who did shine though? Their daughter, Amara.
Really?
Mila Davis Kent. The little deaf girl.
Yeah.
She was one of my favorite people. You know,
really?
Yes, because one, she had hands, right? Remember they went to the gym?
Oh, I did like it. When she punched out the little girl in her class real quick. She put her hands up. She said, boom. Yeah.
Boom, right? But no, she was cute. You know, she had a, it was obviously she loved her dad and everything. And it was, I thought it was a really good opening debut for her.
Yeah.
You know, and they did the, I think they did their relationship pretty well. And, you know, I think you're right with Tessa Thompson, right? Her purpose was to say, hey, you know, you have a family, but like
that argument they had, that was the best scene, I think, like acting wise, the argument they had on the couch, Adonis and Tessa.
When he didn't want to talk about all the stuff that happened with him and Dane.
Mm-hmm. It felt like a real argument that every couple had. Like she ate that, like just her frustration in her voice, you know what I mean? Her expressions, you know, because as for me, I know we love Michael B. Jordan, but I don't think he's that great of an actor. I love him as Killmonger, but I feel like because they keep playing him in these very action type macho man roles.
Yeah.
And Adonis is a character that doesn't really say his emotion, is very one note. It just seems like, it doesn't seem like a believable portrayal for me. Like it did, like, I don't know. Whenever Michael B. Jordan is acting like a tough guy, it never seems believable for me. It just never does. Jonathan Majors seems very believable.
Yes. No, he doesn't have a tough guy face. He has the physique.
Is it his face?
I think it's his face. I think his face looks a little soft. His physique is obviously like husky, but I don't think like, I don't know, maybe his face or maybe his voice too. He doesn't have most of it like a really deep voice.
I don't know what it is because I believed him more as Killmonger. Killmonger was kind of a tough guy, but not really. He wasn't a tough guy. He was
intellectual.
Yeah, there was more to him. There was more to him. He wasn't like a, I guess when Michael B. Jordan is playing like a hood nigga, just not believable.
Yes,
it's just not believable.
No, you know, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I can tell you ain't really.
No, you're not. He's not really hood. That's what it is. He's not hood.
Yeah, he's not hood. But Killmonger, you know, it felt real. You know, we felt that anger. You know what I mean? We felt that entitlement. And he was very cool too and tough guy, but he had a reason for it. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. But yeah,
but I never noticed them. I never thought about Amara, and I do really like how they made her deaf. You know, because I watch movies with subtitles anyway, so seeing the subtitles on the screen, you know what I mean, when they were speaking ASL, ASL, American Sign Language, that didn't bother me one bit. I was like, I need subtitles. I don't know what y'all be saying.
Exactly. Right.
So I did hear that they're thinking about actually putting subtitles in every movie theater.
I don't know why they haven't been.
It seems like a very simple thing to do.
Obvious. You need to put the words up there.
Yeah. It's my only thing is with comedy, the subtitles have to be placed correctly. Because if I can read what he's about to say before the actor portrays that emotion, it takes away the comedy of it. So it needs to be timed well.
I agree. But I agree. Phylicia Rashad passing away was emotionally devastating. I wasn't expecting.
I feel no type of way.
You didn't care at all?
I think I might have said, oh, that's sad.
We looked at like, oh no, Phylicia.
Oh no. You thought she died in real life, didn't you? Knock on wood.
What do you feel about her hiding the letters? Do you think that she was justified when not showing the letters that Damien wrote to Adonis in prison?
That was a little much. I think you should have showed him the letters, but then have a conversation with him about it. Because my thing is, I understand you're trying to protect Adonis, but at the same time, Damien is still very young and he's in jail and he's alone.
Yes.
He doesn't have anyone. He's a foster kid. You know what I mean? Damien and Adonis were brothers. So for you to cut him off, That was low. You could have brought him in for visitation. You could have did something. I thought
Yeah.
that was very low. You isolated that man, and now he's here trying to kill your son because of what you did.
Because of what you did.
So,
I 100% agree.
yeah.
100% agree. I think, from a parent standpoint, she's probably just trying to do what's best for him to get him to move on and focus. And to be honest with you, it might have worked.
It worked. It worked too
worked.
well.
It worked too well, right?
That's another thing. I wish that I know they probably thought about this recently. This is Michael B. Jordan's first directorial debut.
Yep, I think he did a pretty good job.
He did great. He did great. You know what I mean? He did great. But I wish they would have thought of Damien earlier and maybe introduced him in the earlier movie. That really would have set the scene for us as the viewer. Being like, oh yeah, he's been waiting. Damien's been waiting for this. He's coming back to take what's his. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would have felt more of a connection to the story and to the characters and everything.
Yeah, but the fact that he wasn't present in the first or second movie, it still kind of lines up, right? Because the whole point was that
He forgot
happened,
about him.
and he forgot about it, moved on.
Well, I guess they could have had it in a way where you felt the guilt of Michael B. Jordan a little bit. Because, okay, he forgot it. He moved on from Dame, but was that guilt always still there or not?
Yeah, I think he felt more, not so much
Or did it just
guilt.
come back when he saw Dame?
Yeah, I think that Adonis Creed, his guilt and anger was mostly faced towards his father, Creed himself.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I guess he was dealing with that.
Yeah, that complexity.
One struggle at a time.
One struggle at a time. It's hard out here.
Yeah.
So I think that main complexity is what they were focused on first in the first two movies. And his third one, I did think it was Niyach, I do think that it was good.
What?
I missed the word I was gonna say,
Okay.
so just good. Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah. So then the only thing I didn't find believable as we keep going on right after Damien knocked out Felix, and his Adonis's mom passed away when Adonis went to ESPN with the Stephen A. Smith show, right? And he was so he went to Stephen A. Smith show, right? And I believe
our engineer brought this up to me during the movie.
He brought it up he got to go to the show, right? And then Damien called him up and called him all sorts of like punks.
He's on Stephen A. So he's on First Take.
First Take.
Adonis is on First Take, and then Damien calls in, which they do on First Take. They do. But what was unbelievable about it?
I thought it was unbelievable that Adonis Creed, who literally was like the Rocky / Ali / Apollo, like professional boxer, would need to feel as though he had to go and fight this man himself, and like, oh, I'm retire and fight him. I didn't really think that was believable. I didn't know why. Like, I don't know why he couldn't have just like, yeah, you got my boxer, but the next guy I got coming up, he's gonna be better. I didn't know why he had to go and be like, yeah, you beat my boxer, but I have to go beat you myself now. Just that logic to put himself in the ring again after he already retired.
I'm going to get back to that because I do think there's logic in that. But what DQ brought up is First Take comes on at 9 a.m. Why the hell was that program going on at night? It was nighttime. And I was like, you right. Because you watch First Take every morning and it comes on around like 9 a.m.
Oh, you know why?
You think it was
Pacific time. So 6 a.m. in the morning.
It might have been early morning. Okay. Okay.
What were they doing at 6 o'clock in the morning? Watching First Take.
All right.
No.
I don't know. That's a good thought.
I do think that what was I saying? No, I do think it makes sense because Dame made it personal to Adonis.
He did.
It was personal, you know. So I do think it was very understandable for Adonis to come out of retirement to fight him because he made a personal attack to him.
Yeah.
This really wasn't about like winning a belt. It wasn't about anything. It was you, and I need to get you back. You know what I mean? So
you think that he fought him for redemption, or he fought him for, like, do you think that? So like it's a Dragon Ball Z sort of thing, right, or Naruto sort of thing, right? Where for me, in order to get Sasuke back, I gotta whoop his behind until he realized I want him back and get back.
it's kinky.
Right? But do you think it was like that he figured in order to save the relationship, he had to fight him, or it was personal. He hates this man now because he attacked him.
I feel like it's both. You know, he always wanted to be a boxer before he went to jail, and he still wants to be a boxer. But I feel like it's personal now, where it's like, pretty much I'm taking what's mine. If I did not go to jail trying to protect you, I will be in that spot, and you wouldn't be. And when I was going to the top, I was going to bring you with me. You went to the top, and you didn't think shit about me. You didn't think twice about me. So he made it very personal. I forget what he said, but didn't he call like Adonis a bitch on TV or something, or said your dad will be ashamed of you? I think he said something like that, and that's why Adonis was like, okay, I need to fight him because it's us now. It's not, yeah, it's about the title, but it's more about us. You're trying to hurt me. And Adonis, you know, he had these feelings of like kind of inadequacy, feeling like he shouldn't be where he is if it wasn't for Dame, and guilt too. So I feel like Adonis had to prove something too to himself, but also to Damian, and let him know like, hey, I feel bad at what I did, but you ain't gonna shit on me now.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I think it was both.
Okay. I love the training montage.
Yeah, I always like the training montage. Like you said, it's very inspiring. You know, just seeing him get back up after that big ass white man knocked Adonis out in the ring, and yeah, I really liked it. So, what did you think of the final scene?
So
the final match, y'all.
The final match, right? So that match, I thought it was a few things, right? I took some notes. Let me find my physio.
It was I heard someone say that Michael B. Jordan really wanted to have an anime influence for this show, and it really did remind me of an anime, like the whole setup. And James can't find his phone, y'all, so he's just looking for his phone.
Searching on. I took
it's
so
not
many
a big
good
studio,
notes.
and he has no idea where it is. There it goes.
Thank you. Reddit thread?
I actually found going back to First Take, I found a Reddit thread, and someone said, I repeat, it's nighttime. First Take is a morning show from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another thing. Yeah.
That's funny.
Maybe it was like a special like report that they had to shoot First Take right then and there. But yeah, I don't know why. It would have been a lot easier. Well, a very easy thing to do to make the show during the day. And one thing I noticed, going back to the big match between Adonis and Damian, is that Damian's wearing black shorts. And I thought that was kind of interesting because it's like, okay, he's kind of a person who has a lot of darkness in him. So it makes sense for him to be wearing black. And Adonis was wearing white shorts. And I read, I think Michael B. Jordan did an interview with Variety, and he said he wanted him to wear white shorts. Like he's wearing these white shorts that his dad wore, well, similar to the style that Apollo wore.
With American stars.
The American flag. Yeah, the American flag shorts. But his was white. And he said he wanted to have a white American flag because he wanted the white shorts to represent a sort of clean slate for Adonis. Like, I'm moving past the guilt that I feel for what happened with me and Damian. Now I want a clean slate. And he also said he felt as though America needed a clean slate after the Donald Trump era and things like that. So I think the white American shorts was a very good, move for him and everything. It is interesting seeing how like costumes play effect on really tell the story of like a character and where they are at that moment.
Yeah, but I didn't get any of that from Nels.
Well, most time you don't get it. Like, unless you're really into like the fashion and costumes. Like Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, a movie we'll be reviewing next. Spoiler alert, the costumes are a very big deal. Yeah. So I'll definitely do some research upon that. But
yeah, so the fight itself, the title weight fight, very highly anticipated.
The title what?
The heavyweight fight, the title match.
Okay. You said tidal wave.
Title weight.
Okay.
Either way, I said it wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm just
right.
re-emphasizing what I said. Anyway, big fight, big end. And I thought that some notes I took down, right, since I found my phone, is one, like you said, the training montage with the ex-Russian dude who was like the main antagonist in the second movie, actually training Creed to go fight Damian. I thought that was really cool, right? Because obviously
It gave me like a Piccolo Goku sort of vibe.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Like
right.
how he got happy when Adonis was able to beat him a little bit.
Mm-hmm,
He was like, all right, let's go. I'm like, that's so fucking anime. That's so
no,
anime.
It is anime, right? I like.
And we know Michael B. Jordan likes anime because he put out like this Naruto-inspired clothing line with Coach not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the clothes are fire. They're pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah, so if you want to get like some
Like a
Leaf Village, they don't have that, but they have like these vests that look like the shinobi vest that they wear.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was expensive. I didn't get anything.
Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, but also I liked how in the fight itself, one, that Damien didn't really fight dirty.
He didn't fight dirty because I feel as though he matured as a boxer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But also I feel as though if he's going to beat him, he's going to beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not going to be no excuses because you were fighting dirty. This is a vendetta. So he's like, I'm going to beat you. You know what I mean? So it's getting hot in here.
No, I think that's the main reason why I didn't really believe it was believable that the fight would happen in the first place, because Damien had 0 to lose, right? And because of that, whenever you put a man in a corner and like his back against the wall, they have nothing to lose. They're the most dangerous person.
They're gonna
on
wild
earth.
the fuck out.
They're gonna wild out. So there's no way it's me as Adonis Creed would have gotten to that ring with that man, like with nothing to lose.
I feel like he would. I feel like, he likes a challenge. We know that. It's someone who he cares about and respected. I feel like he would. I feel like it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. He beat everybody else.
Hungry dogs run faster, right? That's a thing, right? They
You're
run
just
faster.
saying shit, aren't
No,
you?
you literally there's literally like hungry dogs run faster.
Okay.
Look at how Jason Kelsey said it. Yeah,
okay.
hungry dogs run faster, right? So for that dude
Whoa.
to have nothing to lose, to go up and fight
I
him.
feel like Adonis would be up for that challenge. Like,
So how did you like the scene switching during the fight itself, right? When there was like one punch where like the prison cell came
love
down.
that. I love that. It just really I'm trying to remember. It's just, it really showed like the cage Dame was in mentally.
Mm,
And I think it really just showed the urgency of what he's doing. Like I said, he don't got a lot of time.
he don't.
His time has been stolen from him. He was a kid too, pretty much, when he pulled that gun.
He was.
And Jonathan Majors, he fucking killed it. Like from him walking on the stage, just, you know what I mean? And like, remember he was doing all this and shit.
In the
and
ring,
like,
yep,
he
yep.
kind of moved like a primate, but I felt like that was intentional because it showed that primal energy in him.
Yeah.
And then you slowly see that primal energy chip away and he just becomes vulnerable.
Mm.
And that cage kind of represents that.
Mm.
The bars coming
Yeah.
down. He's getting hurt. He's getting hurt physically because, like, I feel like he realizes he still loves Adonis. Adonis is still his friend, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, how could you do that to me? You never read my letters. You never, sometimes when you're so mad at somebody, then y'all kind of scream it out. And after a while, you guys are just kind of crying at the end or just, you get.
I do it all the time.
Me and Adana, it's just like after all the anger's gone, you see the real emotions, and that's hurts.
Yeah.
That's hurt. That's betrayal, and I think that's what it showed. Even there was this one scene where Adonis was sitting at his corner of his ring, and he just looked over across the ring at Damien, and just his face, Damien's face, just looked utterly just downtrodden.
Yeah.
And that's how Adonis saw him. And I feel like that moment he was like, man, I had so much anger for you. Now I just want to make things right.
Yeah.
I'm just sad and I'm sorry this happened to you. But I have to beat your ass because you can't keep doing this to me,
Yeah.
So it was both of that. I think it was a lot of love in that moment. It was a lot of respect too. Also very Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, I love the Dragon Ball Z punch.
Yeah. Oh, when they both hit each other at the same
Yeah,
time, I
yes.
was like, this is it. This is
is
Goku and Vegeta
It is.
all over again. Like, it reminds me of, remember when Vegeta went Majin Vegeta?
Yep.
And remember how he was kind of like nice, not nice to Goku, but there was kind of like, he was still kind of himself, where he was like,
He wanted Goku to power up and get as strong as possible so they can fight.
okay.
Like a real honorable fight.
There seemed to be, it's like some this respect there.
Yeah.
So I feel like in that fight, it was a lot of respect. Like I said, after that emotion where then they remembered, man, this is my nigga Dame. This is my nigga Donnie.
Yeah.
Like, how did our relationship become this?
Yeah.
And I think that's why at the end, when Creed won, I wasn't cheering for him. Did you feel victorious when Creed won? Because I did not. I said Dame should have won. And I love Creed, but
Yeah. I don't know if I felt victorious. I felt that he had to win, right?
because it's his movie.
It's his movie, and I wanted him to win.
They're not going to change it to Dame 3.
Yeah, they could call it Dame 3. I think he had to win. And also Dame, you know, like, I don't know. I do think that Jonathan
Dame was out of
Majors-
pocket.
He was out of pocket.
Yeah.
Right? I understand, like I say, I understand the anger, but he was out of pocket. He was tripping.
Yeah.
And I think if he would have won,
He would have kept doing
he would've
that.
kept doing it.
Exactly. He needed to lose because he would have kept doing that, and he would think that's an acceptable way to really kind of get a sort of like, I don't know,
When you're in jail,
healing.
When you're in jail, your growth is stunted, 100%. The
Mhm.
mental growth is stunted, right? Because your normal
They don't even treat you
situations-
like a human.
They don't even treat
so,
you like a
yeah,
human. So
for
those
sure.
social interactions are survivability, right? What you got to do to survive and
Mhm.
routines, right? So for him coming out of jail, you're right. His initial reaction is all he can go off of. Those instincts, right? So
Yeah.
I think if he would have won, he would have became a supervillain. You know, not
He would have,
actually,
he
but-
would have been on Demon Time.
He'd have been on Demon Time.
All
Like
day.
he would have been OD.
And even Creed, everyone's celebrating. He's just thinking about Dame.
He's just thinking about
And
it.
I loved when he went to the locker room and they finally
Yes,
spoke.
I literally have that written down that they amended and fixed it because it's I think too many times we hold grudges, especially
Mhm.
as black men,
Yeah.
right? Remember that song Meat Mill Beef, right? He put that out
I
like,
always talk about this.
yo, the song it's because he's a Philly rapper,
You
and
know who Meek Mill is, James?
I know, but I'm just talking for
All
people
right.
who don't know Meek Mill's a
Who
Philly
doesn't
rapper.
know Meek Mill?
I don't know. Probably not people who listen to us. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, right? Obviously, he's a big Philly rapper, and he came up with the song called "No Beef," as he's not squashing.
I thought it was
any
called Beef.
beef. Okay, but
All right.
the song basically was like, "I ain't squashing no beef," right?
All right.
Like
yeah.
I'm not going. Basically, we have a problem. It's on site regardless, and that lack of forgiveness is not something.
You don't do that with friends.
No.
Not with longtime friends. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, I think there's that happens way too much in our culture, unfortunately. So I do think that them actually
Talking.
doing that, talking and fixing it, and obviously it opens the door for future relationships. And Damien, if he still wants a box, he can still box. You know what I mean? He was a
'cause
runner up.
I don't think Damien was even really mad about Adonis running. I think it's just the fact that he abandoned him.
He abandoned him,
He
yeah.
abandoned him. And that's hurtful. Being in a foster care system, like I said, you don't have nobody.
You don't.
You know what I mean? What if that crazy man, never mind. I don't think they're still in foster care. But still, it's like, you abandoned me, and Adonis losing really opened up a space for him to have a real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole time they've been avoiding the conversation. Even when they were good in the beginning, when he first saw Dame leaning on his car, the conversation never came up. And it wouldn't have never come up in a real helpful way. It only came up out of anger
Yeah.
when they were on the beach and he was like, oh, you ran. So, yeah, so it's cathartic. Beating
No.
the shit out of somebody is cathartic. And then you're like, oh, man, I actually really care about you and I'm sorry for what happens. And I liked how Adonis approached it. Listen, I'm sorry for what happens, but you're not going to keep holding this over my head.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is forgiving and
Both
moving
sides.
on. Yeah,
On both
yeah.
sides.
So
Absolutely.
what would you rate Creed 3? What's it getting?
So I personally loved the movie.
Okay.
I did. Going back to our popcorn scale,
I'd give it a medium bag of popcorn.
medium.
It still is a watch that, John.
Yep.
But yeah, listen, I didn't have much to say about this movie, guys. It's Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan shortlist. Like, what more do you need? But it's an action movie, so can you really go wrong with an action movie?
Yeah, you can. But I do give this a large bag of popcorn, right?
Okay.
I think the reason being is because of one, the undertones of, the boys in the hood mentality and the basically people, it's very hard to recover from what happened between those two those two men, right? The in
Yeah, I
jail.
feel like, I feel like Damien still is going to feel resentful for a while, but at least the conversation is out there, and now he
Yep.
can work towards them both working towards
Yes.
healing and moving on.
And I think the way that Jonathan Majors did it and made it
He
so
stole the movie for
believable
me.
and so heartfelt. And like you said, his like you said that his face was just puffy. It was like, how can you look like congested and like like just his expressions and like the pity that he had on his face.
Yeah, he
Like
can
the
go from being
toughness.
so arrogant and so boisterous to being like, oh my gosh, I just want to give you a hug and let you know the world is all right.
Yeah.
Like, his face alone can do all the acting. His little mouth purse sort of thing he does, where he just stick his lips out, kind of look like a sassy girl, but it says a lot.
Yeah.
You know, when he does the.
Yeah. So I think he absolutely made the movie.
I liked him ever since watching The Harder They Fall with him and Regina King and Zazie Beetz and Lakeith Stanfield. Remember the cowboy movie? You don't remember that? It was you never seen it? It was a Western. And Idris Elba was a bad guy. I told you to watch it.
Oh, I do remember that on Netflix.
Yeah.
I do
So
remember
I was like, ooh.
that. I do remember that. That was a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Not that long.
Oh,
It was like last year.
that's a long time ago in movie days.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Like we said, watch that, John. You know, is it still in theaters? It should be, right?
Yep.
Thank you for listening. You know, is it better than the last episode? I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we don't gotta rate our episodes live, but yeah, I think this is a really good conversation that we was able to have, right? I think one other thing that we haven't talked about is the elephant in the room is why Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, wasn't in the movie, right? And I looked it up a few times, and it sounded like that he didn't like the artistic direction that this movie went into,
Oh, he's a princess now?
right? So that's
He won an Oscar for the Creed movie. And I was like, why the fuck did he win an Oscar?
like he wasn't.
What the fuck? That was so weird to me.
Yeah, I actually don't want to think about it too much because the artistic direction for this movie, he mentioned some part that it was too dark. You know, that he felt that going too dark wasn't good for a movie. Movie should be uplifting. You know, and it did get a little dark, but it's real. I feel
It's
that
real.
story,
That's life.
that story was such a real and honest story about like being
black
black,
and
you
poor.
know, and poor, and maybe he couldn't understand that, relate to it, you know, like
You know, white men do not like movies they cannot relate to.
yeah,
They
maybe-
hated seeing red, turning red.
oh
They
yeah.
hate it. Oh, people hate that movie because it's not relatable. And I'm like,
It's
what?
not for you.
But even so, it's like we literally watch the most unrelatable stuff. You watch a movie about a mermaid. Am I a mermaid?
No,
Will I ever be a mermaid?
no,
But I still watch it.
exactly.
Like you watch movies about superheroes. Are you a That's a whole other story. But yeah,
Yeah.
they don't like things that they can't relate to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I'm hoping that later on he'll say why he wasn't in the movie or so. But ultimately, it proved that we didn't really need him. I was looking for Rocky.
I
Obviously,
didn't think about Rocky at all. I wasn't looking for him to make a cameo. And I liked him in the first Creed movie. I liked his mentor relationship. But
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about no fucking Rocky.
I was looking for.
Was
I was
he in the
looking for
second
Rocky.
movie?
He was in the second.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that nigga.
I was looking for him. I was looking for Philly. It wasn't like I said. It was no Philly.
I know.
No
There should have been
Rocky.
some Philly. I didn't hear a John.
Even when he
I
came
didn't hear a
out.
dickhead.
Yeah, exactly. Even when he came out and it was L.A., I'm thinking, dag man, Creed just went to the West Coast.
He's from
or whatever.
LA though.
I know he's from L.A., but the whole movie series, like, dag,
All right.
we lost a little part of Philly, you know.
We lost a little part of Philly,
Yeah,
you know.
but no, I did like the movie. Go watch
No,
that.
I didn't like it. Watch that John, y'all.
Watch that, John. Right.
And all right, peace out, y'all. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I just want to once again thank you for our producers, Wavecap,
Q.
Q.
There you go.
There we go.
I was supposed to say that part because we knew you were gonna mess it up.
I'm not good.
But you
with
said it
tongue
anyway.
twisters. I did say it anyway,
All
but
right.
you know, shout out to our followers and
Shout
yeah,
out to you, the listener.
the listeners.
We're gonna
yes.
get things together. We're working on the technical stuff, websites, trademarks. So
Yes.
wish us luck, guys.
Wish us luck.
All right.
But thank you very much.
Bye.